Hey guys, and welcome to PitchIT Live. We are live streaming on various social media platforms such as LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, ConnectWise Boss, and ConnectWise Tips and Tricks on Facebook. My name is Adam Belansky. I am founder and CEO of Sierra Pacific Group and the creator of the ConnectWise Boss Facebook group. And we help technology business leaders leverage ConnectWise products to get the most out of their systems with proven best practices quickly and efficiently. Now, we've done over several thousand implementation, optimizations, and custom projects. We have the answers. We've done the hard work, and we cut the corners, and so you don't have to. So we basically work really hard, so you guys can get the benefits and all the positive. But we're here for Pitch It Live, and I want to bring on my great significant other, Sean Lardo.
Significant. Oh my God!
We are
Oh
now a
wait,
team, bro.
wait a minute. How can I be? I was not in any pictures last week. So to say I'm significant other, I mean, you know what? Thank you for that, Adam. Just let Nicole know her seat is now my seat. But thank you for having me on the show with you. I'm looking forward to today. Uh, I am actually broadcasting from. I was at my daughter's event, and I had to get back onto this, and I'm outside while she's finishing up her stuff inside. So, yes.
Nice.
All right.
At home, like a little.
No, no, like we're down the street actually. So,
Okay.
and so talk about the importance of cloud,
Yeah.
and this digitalization. It is so important, right? Which actually takes us to what we're here to talk about, which is pitch it. And I will give the rundown because you're going to ask me anyway, so I'll just beat you to the punch. What pitch it is that it's a way for when ConnectWise decided 5 years ago to start to help vendors and startup companies to get a better involvement in our community and help the partners. PitchIT was conceived basically out of that. It gives the ability to have vendors that are startups with newer innovations, which thank you for putting three promises. That's where I'm going. To match up with the three promises that we put out last year, even, which is easier to business with, even more invested in partner growth and more innovations faster. And the thing is we're always looking to add on to the community and to strengthen up our relationships with partner vendors and also provide solutions for the MSPs to help improve their way of doing business, just like what you
Yeah.
do for MSPs. So, we started this off a couple months ago. We're halfway through the PitchIT Accelerator program, which is a 16-week program. We had 18 vendors or teams that are competing. And actually, in a little over a month and a half, we're going to be having our preliminaries to drill it down to 3 finalists. Those 3 finalists will get to have the opportunity to go to IT Nation Connect and actually pitch live on stage. We have judges, phenomenal judges actually, that and they're pitching and they're competing for a grand prize of $70,000 for first place, $30,000 for second, third. Well, they get to have a good show. But
Whoa. They get more than just that.
they do,
Come
they
on now.
do,
They get this whole program, the coaching.
they
It's really,
do.
really, really cool. Like, if I'm a software integrator into the ConnectWise ecosystem, this is the place to be. You get the coaching, you get the exposure, you get possibly of a prize. It's amazing. And we have. I don't know how you guys are going to do it. I'm not a judge in this. Just a kind of a coach, and it's some stiff competition this year.
I would agree. Well, I mean, we had a lot of applicants and we vetted it out to what we saw. We tried to be applicable to as many pieces to the industry as we could because how important it was, between documentation to cybersecurity to whatever it may be. And we got a really good crop, honestly, of vendors. And the thing is, a lot of these vendors have done things before or are MSPs before, have worked with MSPs, have done a lot of things. So they understand the value and the real problems they're trying to solve within their organization. So it is a strong group of people, and it's exciting to watch them all get together and do this.
Awesome. Well, we are here to speak with. I'm gonna bring them on right now. Alan and Eric from Clearbench. How you
Hey
guys
guys,
doing?
great. Good yourself.
What's up, guys? I mean,
Hell of a transition.
can we just address the elephant in the room, the bistro that you're in? Because I'm jealous.
Yeah. This is our new office in Montreal, and at one end of the building we have a bistro, which is a kitchen cafeteria and for company events and things like that. We just figured with people working at home for a lot of the time, we think culture is important, so we wanted to build an office that would attract our people to come back at least a couple days a week. So yeah.
Nice.
Now we got that out of the way. Let's talk about you guys then.
Okay, well, I'm Alan Kesper. I'm actually president of Clearbench, but my full-time job is president of Kesber as well. Kesber is an MSP and a ConnectWise partner. We've been with ConnectWise for, I guess, 6 or 7 years, and we're an MSP for 20 or so, 20, 25 years, something like that.
Wow.
We were early to the table, and we started building out Clearbench to help our own business, and then we found some value elsewhere. So yeah.
Sweet. And Eric.
Yeah, so Eric Murray, I'm also at the same time in Clearbench and Kesber. So for Clearbench, I'm the senior product manager, and on Kesber side, I'm the director of innovation. So my day-to-day is, you got a challenge, you can call me and I find a solution to make that happen, to solve your challenge and get better at that.
Nice.
So where are you guys located out of, other than this beautiful office?
So we're at 3 offices around the province of Quebec, Canada. So right now we're about 10 minutes from Montreal.
Nice, that's good. So so MSP for 25 years.
Yes, sir.
So how did you exit? Were you guys acquired?
I beg your pardon?
Are you still you're not MSP any longer, right?
Absolutely, we still are. You bet.
Nice.
We started Clearbench for ourselves. I mean, we built the tool because I needed some visibility on resources. It actually started out because we got a very big deployment deal, and we ended up having 30 resources working on this deal over a period of 5 months. And we saw them scale up in Excel and then sort of go down at the end of the project. And I wanted to ensure that everyone was billing and that we had the right talent on the project. And so that's how it started. And then I kept that running for years in Excel. And I think that my directors and the managers and the PMs got fed up with it, and fed up with moving weekends and trying to figure out holidays and all this stuff. So they said, look, there's starting to have a shortage of resources. We can build a tool internally, and we can onboard people and have them work internally on our internal project, which was Clearbench. I came to IT Nation, I guess, pre-COVID, so 4 or 5 years ago. And I remember I was pretty excited about the tool that we were starting to use internally, and we were contemplating joining the developer network at ConnectWise. And I remember sitting at the lunch table with my iPad and going, hey guys, it's real community at IT Nations, and what do you think of this? Is this something that you would be interested in? And then them saying, oh yeah, absolutely, we'll be your first customer. So anyway, it ended up, that's how we got started.
Nice.
Nice.
So tell everybody, what is this beautiful thing you've created?
You want to talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, sure. So for the Excel spreadsheet, which was the report for all the assignments, I was one of them that was maintaining it every day or every hour. And at some point we did that growth. We went from maybe 15 programmers to 30 in like 3 months.
Technicians, senior techs, admins, network admins, quality assurance people, all that stuff. We do a ton of project work. So we do a lot of infrastructure projects, cloud migration projects, Microsoft Teams, where we require multiple levels of talent. And we also have an application development team. So we do some app dev.
So once every new project coming in or a new person, we need to change that Excel spreadsheet. So at some point we were growing that file. So at some point I said, we're using ConnectWise, there's many data there. Why not leverage the APIs? So we work on Clearbench, which is resource planning tool where you can see who's working on what, when, for how much time, which customer, which project, which skill set those people have. So you can see a clear view of who's working, their capacity. You can improve your productivity and efficiency of your assignment and your team.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Adam, you were going to say something, I think, so I don't want to keep interrupting.
Yeah, what intrigues me about this particular tool is, one struggle is kind of just resource planning, and just managing projects and tickets, and is it time to hire yet, and what does our future look like when it comes to availability, really kind of that planning tool, and so for me that's what I'm intrigued by, because I know it's a big issue when it comes to project management, and when a sales team sells a project, what capacity and when can we deliver something. So it's interesting. So
So I was going to ask, how does this apply only to project work, or is this something, I mean, we're in the years of people went from break fix to MSPs, right? And even amongst that, MSPs are still doing project work. Is this applicable to just day-to-day managed service companies?
Yeah, I mean, there's 20 integration points, 21 integration points with ConnectWise, so we pull data from tickets and from multiple locations. And you want to talk a little bit perhaps about the dispatch portal and the calendar and all that stuff?
So we did build different type of calendars to see who's working on what, but more to that, we did put all the opportunities. You can assign someone on an opportunity to see if they do need people to work on those opportunities before it's sold, so you can see what's coming up. Also projects or charge code, if someone's using the charge code for vacation or different type of work, but also schedule entries are there too. So if you're in a company that use schedule entry for vacation for different type of work, you can use it too. And we also have service ticket with the dispatch calendar where you can build out your teams, and those teams are assigned to specific service board with specific capacity. So you can see either this individual has 4 hours a day to work on those service boards. So when you got a dispatcher getting into Clearbench, you can see easily who's working on what the capacity left for the day, and do drag and drop with service ticket, or go on the project calendar to see which projects are coming up, and I need to plan those resources on that project.
Okay, so go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, I was gonna say, with the application, are we managing resources from within Manage, or we have a separate portal that we look at to manage our team, or is it completely automated? You set up some custom things, and then it's kind of some AI behind scheduling resources. So maybe explain a little bit how that operates.
Yeah, so you're using Clearbench itself, so we're syncing almost in real time, almost every data. We're syncing during the night for different type of data. But when you're scheduling someone in Clearbench, it goes to ConnectWise to see their calendars. So ConnectWise is still there, got your typical calendar, the ConnectWise where you can switch from that entry to a time entry, or but on the scheduling, when you're doing scheduling Clearbench, when you're moving someone or a project, you got warning saying this project goes in conflict with that project or that assignment. What do you want to do with that?
When you're grabbing resources, though, do the resources come from Active Directory and then they link up with ConnectWise, and then it says who has a ConnectWise license? Is that?
No, it's going from ConnectWise members and linking with Active. Yeah, from Manage, and it's linking with Active Directory. So if you're using Microsoft SSO, you can use Microsoft to log in, and it's mapping with the ConnectWise members, so you know that individual that is connected, this is what is got for him, what is in schedule.
Gotcha. Okay, so thinking of the tool, is this tool, I'm thinking like, oh wow, all members need to use this tool, but it sounds like it's really made for your PMs, your resource management, your dispatchers. It's really a tool for them. So your engineers can still work out of the ConnectWise Manage, if I'm understanding, or technicians, and then you have your dispatchers, resource managers, really using the Clearbench tool to kind of, more efficiently schedule resources. Is that
Most of it, yes, it's true. It's most for planning or management people, but At the same time, you can use every technician or programmers are using also Clearbench to see their schedule over time. Because we did input some concept in Clearbench, like assigning someone to a project, the big project, not project ticket itself, because maybe the project is 6 months ahead or during for 6 months. So we can assign that person on the project itself, either managing per ticket, and also we did opportunity and charge code in the things you can't assign to someone. So technicians still use Clearbench to see their planning for the next days, weeks, or months.
Yeah, they can still access everything through their phone within Clearbench, right? So they can see what I'm doing next Wednesday, what city I'm in, what client I'm at, based on what's been dragged and dropped into their into planning for them.
Gotcha. And they can see that within Manage mobile app as well, I imagine. Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay. So Sean, turn it over to you a little bit. I'm sure you have a lot of questions.
So my curiosity was, you said, my question was really what I was thinking is, this is something you're selling directly to MSPs, right?
Yeah, I mean, we started selling about 6 or 8 months ago. Oh no, excuse me, about a year and a half ago, right? A year and a half ago, we did it right before the last IT Nation. What we found is that as we go through the product and as people start using it more and more, we're realizing, just like we are, that there's a bunch of other benefits that you can pull from it aside from purely resource planning. So, Adam, you mentioned the need for planning for 2 or 3 months out. What are we going to need as far as hiring goes, as far as just managing resources? It also goes to finance. So we have our director of finance who draws data from Clearbench to see what's coming up for the next 3-6 months even. We're working very hard with tools like service leadership to improve our OML, and there's a lot of things that we put into. We've been a service leadership fan with Paul Dipple, who's leaving, I understand, or has left, for the last 5 or 6 years, and our OML is steadily increasing. So a lot of the stuff that we got from service leadership, we're trying to utilize within Clearbench as well. So by ensuring that you know what you're doing, you know where people are going to be, and you're planning projects out over time, our director of finance can then grab that data and pull it into a spreadsheet and have a budget and say, this is where we are. And oh yeah, by the way, our hire fire grid says we should be hiring at this point. And because it's a 3-month lead to get a senior administrator or whatever, you should hire today. And so there's a lot of very cool stuff coming in. And the finance side of it is done through APIs on our system. However, we made a decision to invest in the product and advance certain new features that we find really exciting, and that our customers who are using Clearbench find exciting as well, and the prospect of it. So over the next 12 months, we're investing a lot of money in development to sort of move it forward for us and for our customers and our future customers.
That's awesome. So, and from the sounds of everything, is this something that could the MSPs also provide an element of some of that service offering to their end users as well? Because you mentioned things about like vacation time and whatnot, and managing that. Is there an element? Did you ever guys? Maybe that's out of context right now, but you're kind of smirking, so maybe it's something for the future. I don't know.
I'll tell you, we had when we were trying to build out the sales model for this, it's a per user model, and try to figure out what's a tolerable level that makes sense, where the value is, we had said, okay, well, we'll break off a human resources module that involves skill sets and vacations and all of that, and sick days and all of those things as well. And instead, what we've kind of said is, there's already skill sets within ConnectWise. Let's just go grab them and pull them over, and we'll include it in the base product. So whether or not a company or an MSP rather could use this tool to sell a portion of it or a layer of it to their customers. We really haven't gone that far yet. It's really, I figure, you know, we're an MSP, I'm using it for us, and we're building out the tools that we think are important based on what we've learned and our maturity. You know, we've been an MSP for a long time, 25 years. You know, I think we've come a long way. So I know what's important for my business, and I can see it. So we're building a tool that allows us to be able to see that stuff, and at the same time not do double and triple entries when all the data is already in ConnectWise, and it's really just a question of going schlook and plan. Go get the project tickets, go get the other tickets that are there, even the opportunities, and then say, okay, this resource is there starting in August, and so that you can have a plan, which is pretty cool and by itself. But there's a bunch of new stuff coming as well, so that's kind of cool.
I love that you talked about DIPL and operational maturity, because I think that's one of the key takeaways for this, right? You know, one of the most important things heading into this new horizon of life that we are in, going from digitalization and whatnot. Thank you for putting the modes down there. I appreciate that, Adam. But is the fact that we're trying to automate as much as we can, because there's so much cloud-based everything and digitalization, everything, right? And people understanding where they are as an organization is a very challenging piece. I mean, you went through the SLI, so you know, like, and if you went through and you did the modes assessment, you find out what kind of person you are, what kind of company you are, and it's a difficult assessment for some people because they think they're somewhere else sometimes. But that's aside from the point. The point to me was, I like that you're talking about a platform or an offering in general that is organizing things and making it more effective and efficient for you to run your business day to day, and also project from quarter to quarter and year to year.
Yeah, you know, thank you. That's absolutely correct. What we're doing, and the reality is, you know, daily I'm in. It's vacation time for us. We have a customer who is splitting up in the MSP side of our business, and we have a bunch of level 1s and level 2s on vacation. Our help desk is thinning out. Our project team are doing training because Microsoft's rules have changed with respect to certifications and stuff. We want to free software, and that we maintain our stuff. So my director of IT services is on vacation as well, and this is a surprise. Customer says, "Look, we're splitting up. I'm sorry, we didn't tell you. This is 70 users, and we're taking 20. We need to take a domain and move them off and do a bunch of stuff." We said, "Fine." Our team is trying to find the time, and Clearbench really gave us the vision to be able to go, okay, let's just look at that group. We have 105 or 103 employees. And we said, just show us all level 1, level 2, level 3 technicians and an admin. And we were able to go, okay, so who's available? Where's the period? We looked ahead 3 weeks, and we went, and it became a snap to do that, which is perfect.
So you're able to segment and aggregate.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so here's a question. And how does this look and feel to the MSPs that outsource help desk and whatnot?
So you want to touch that a little bit?
Or outsourcing their help desk?
You talking about outsourcing their help desk, as in they're using a third party to do it, just so it's clear in my head?
Yes, absolutely. Because I know that we've all seen it where a lot of companies that you can hire to outsource as your help desk doesn't necessarily use ConnectWise or Manage or anything else, right? So with that, if they're not using it, they're not in Manage anymore. So are they coming into your portal, or are you able to do a bi-directional sync to another platform? I mean, what's the way they should go about this?
Great question.
Yeah. So earlier, before we went, say, let's go all in with ConnectWise, we started with a standalone version where you can sync with ConnectWise all the data. If you are not a ConnectWise Manage partner, or you are not using ConnectWise Manage, you can be on a standalone version where you need to input all the data by yourself, but still you can use all the tools and the features to plan ahead what you need to do. The difference is really on the data syncing where when you're a ConnectWise partner, you're using all the data by itself by automated version.
Yeah. You know, Sean, it's the one of the big advantages of this tool is the integration level with ConnectWise. That's its big strength, right? So I think your question is really valid, and unfortunately, I don't know the answer. We haven't really explored it. We've shown this to clients because we're just talking and saying, so we've been doing, we have great relationships with our customers, and some of them are big companies and some of them are small. Like, hey, check this out. This is our resources, and this is what's going on. That's wonderful. Can we use it for our business? You know, it's kind of that kind of a thing. But I got to focus a little bit because, you know, don't forget we're an MSP, right? So I'm building this out as some IP for us, but I'm also out to satisfy my needs as an MSP. We want to grow our business, you know, and we have some pretty lofty goals. So,
totally get it. I'm just curious how you solve the problem, you know, because if you're an MSP and you're using Manage, back to the whole point is to try to be as simple as possible, right? Work out of one platform if possible. You hire a third party. What happens then? Like, can they you know, and I'm making up your product as I go as we're speaking. So bear with me. Like, I'm thinking, are you allowing them to? You give them so the MSP gives the third party company access to your instance or standalone, or to a portal of some sort that they can update the information, automatically syncs into ConnectWise, manage them at that point. So at least there's a single source of truth in the end. Is that?
On that question, specific question, if the ConnectWise partner is using a third party, you can input new users in Clearbench that will be using the data coming from ConnectWise. So you can input users that's coming from a different entity, but still use the data from the partner from ConnectWise.
Yep. That's exactly what I'm wondering, because I can see, you know, we're at the age where, again, we went from break fix to MSP. Nobody wanted to be a VAR anymore, but now they're almost becoming a VAR in a way, some of these guys, because they resell all products, they outsource all services. So they're really just becoming the broker at the end of the day in some cases. Not saying that's a majority, but there's a lot of my friends are these guys. You know, they ran the gamut of it, you know. So it's definitely something it's definitely something that's happening, and it's definitely something we have to address as a whole. You know, I mean, this is exactly why we have our invent agreements with people like Adam and whatnot, because we knew we couldn't answer it all. You know, there's a certain point where, like you said, you're an MSP, so you're doing these things and you're trying to fill a gap and solve a problem. But there's a certain point where, like, okay, I have to cut this off because we cannot be the Walmart of technology. It's impossible, right? It just isn't that way. But and I think that's and as we progress and as we see more cloud solutions get introduced into the space, it's gonna be required. The management aspect is so important. The organizational piece is so critical. How many businesses fail as a result of that?
Yeah, many, I'm sure. You know, the only thing that I have to say is that we're not a ticketing system, right?
Right, right. That's good.
You know, we're really ConnectWise dependent. I mean, it will do standalone, but it's a lot of work.
Sure.
Because a lot of, you know, we're really all about ConnectWise. That's what's
yeah, I can see that. I see this as, you know, when as you explained it all, I see this as an organizational tool too. Like, this benchmarking thing is so important. Project management, everything. I mean, you kind of grabbed several elements and threw them into one, which is sorely been needed in general in this space across the board. Because like every company every MSP that I've worked with has had about 15 different platforms or softwares to try to solve one problem. And you guys kind of tied a lot of that together, which is really nice. It's kind of important. I see it's a big deal to me, especially for me, because I'm very operational heavy, because it helps me generate more revenue. And that's how I think. Like, hold my hand as much as possible. Give me as many things I can to understand who's there, when we can do it, how we can do it, how much can we charge. Kind of what I really want to know.
Yeah, it's very interesting. The data that we're pulling from the back end of this as well is pretty impressive. You know, we've got some Microsoft Power BI reports that we've created to allow us to do that. We probably should be talking about BrightGauge, but right now we actually just started a trial of BrightGauge, which is pretty cool. But we have integration with Power BI, and we're grabbing the data, and we're doing some very interesting things, looking at metrics for our projects, looking at how many projects stretch, who is more successful in projects than anything else. And I suppose we can get a lot of that data directly from ConnectWise, but it's such a nice, easy flow because we're prettying it up a little bit.
That's
right?
That's so yeah. Okay, that's another thing that that's something that you totally have to address is not you, but everybody should address this is the UI look and feel to make it easy to understand what's going on. It's if I don't know what I'm looking at, you can have all the data in the world, you can have everything, but if I don't understand it, it doesn't make a difference. It's not applicable anymore, right? It's just some cool gadget or something. There's a temperature gauge for what? I have no clue.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a big deal. So if you're able to put everything together into one, make it seamless, make me understand it, give me the ability to make split decisions based off what I'm looking at because I understand what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
You know, because the reality is sometimes you have people you understand who's supposed to work and not supposed to work, but now somebody calls off sick and you have to finish a project, you have to make a decision right here and now. So I think that's important. So now with that, so you mentioned you have a lot of integrations with us.
Yes.
A lot of integration points. So when somebody looks at this, how long will it take your customer to understand how to work with this?
Let's say to use it easily with the onboarding process. Once onboarding is done after like 10 or 15 minutes, you already see what's happening in the business because we've got color coding by default to identify different type of projects or assignments. So you look after 10 minutes when you're logged in, you already got every data from every schedule from ConnectWise, pull in Clearbench and show you. So basically, after an hour of using it, you're pretty comfortable working with that and understand what you see.
Yeah. The GUI, we spend a lot of money on user experience stuff. We have on our team a couple of UX specialists who helped us design the dashboards and the like. And it's really very, very self-explanatory. All the users down the left click the plus to blow up what their talent is and across which projects they're working on. You can hover on a project and see what it is. You can drag and there's a lot of very cool stuff going on. Stretch it out as long as you want, swipe to pass from 1 week to the next or see 3 weeks at a time. It's pretty cool.
Nice. Okay.
Is there like so I sign up with your services. Is there training, hand-holding, or is it just really, here's a software, log in and kind of run with it? Like, kind of explain kind of that onboarding process for it.
Yeah, so we got an onboarding process where, so we're taking an hour with you to show every feature you need to know. And then we got that customer success program where we follow you through the 30 days of trial. And every week we make sure to contact you to see how is it going? Is it going well? Do you need help on something? And go on with that. And after the trial, we still stay in touch for a couple of months and make sure that everything is fine with you. And that's how we work on this. So we don't leave the customer alone. We're trying to make sure that he is set to work and to be successful with the tool.
And a lot of our customers are, because it's such a young product. I mean, it's young. It's not that young. We've been using it for several years now, but they're very, very excited about what's coming next, and they want to impact what's coming next. So, you know, it would be really great if when I did this happened. That would solve. I can't even tell you how happy my PMs would be. You know, if you could just do that, just that. You know, so it goes into the backlog, and we put it in the roadmap, and we discuss it, and we figure out whether, you know, what the impact is and if we can do it.
So you're taking feedback to apply for real world situation uses, which is good. That means you're innovating. Now, user wise, what's the persona for users on this, and how do you charge?
PMs, I guess, primarily project managers. For us, the C-level executives, business owners love it because they get to see what's going on. I see all of my teammates by group or by list down the left, as well as some productivity numbers as far as what's planned. So you have 120 hours in the view that I'm looking at, and you only have 90 hours booked out of that 120. These 3 people here, show me only the people that are underbooked. Oh, okay. Hey, Martin, what's going on with Michael? You know?
Yeah,
So
let me
would
ask
this
this
help with
question.
your? So I have one question, Adam. I'm done. I promise. I just
All
want to
right.
know, will this assist with like a P&L then too?
It does not have a P&L. What it
But I
does.
can take the data from there to some degree. Maybe not the full P&L piece, but at least I know what I'm putting out there and what I'm pulling in from the hourly rates, of course.
Yeah, so that's part of what we're looking at for the down the road stuff. It has to do with budgeting as well, and forecasting, and again, going to the hire fire sort of grid where you're going, at what point do I make a decision to hire, and at what point do I make a decision to cut back?
Yeah.
Our calendar, we're not cutting back at all. It's a shortage of resources and a shortage of stuff. But as we get better and as we get more, I guess, more experience and better at what we're doing, more productive is the word I'm looking for. You may decide to change some roles around. You know, you may decide to get rid of a level 3 and pick up another level 1 or 2 as the pyramids kind of go.
Yeah.
You know the pyramids I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, let me ask this question, because it's when we coach companies and work through our consulting and how to engineers and get up the utilization and work with service teams and so forth and service managers, there's always the difference of, hey, I'm 70% utilized and I need to get to 75%. That's a big delta. And there's a lot of financial rewards for organizations that kind of can change that. And I'm assuming that you can measure on your platform that delta and what that difference is. And then adding to that is like, hey, can I start creating bonus programs around getting utilization and so forth, and use your tool as kind of the reporting for that, just a capacity. And I don't know if that's maybe on the roadmap or something.
Yeah, it's in a roadmap because we're building out some tools to like a dashboard on capacity and stuff like that. But you still have reports where you can pull out data from what was the capacity planning for all individuals in the past or in the future. So we can start with those reports actually right now in the platform to build out those maybe bonuses program.
What I need is I need an advisory council, gentlemen, and I'm willing to compensate you to come and sit. These are great ideas that you're bringing, and I'm loving it.
Yeah. Don't worry, we just want royalties. That's all we're asking for is royalties. A very low percentage, maybe 15% for me, another 15 for Adam, and we're good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Very reasonable. Very reasonable.
I guess the reason why
Sean will just take a cigar and some whiskey. So.
Yeah, if you actually, I'll take my royalties and cigars and scotch. I'm straight with that. I'm good. Actually, some good wine, some really good wine is important too. It's, you have to offset. But I think the reason why the spitballing is occurring here, it's a natural evolution from what you guys are doing, because you really touch a lot of different elements of the business. And again, you're orchestrating from this tool in a way. Not that it's you figure if you feed it and keep it organized the right way, which that organizes. If you feed it, you can do everything from there as far as business is concerned. Which is that's the same way I use my Outlook calendar, right? Same reason, this is why that exists. And now I'm not looking at my, you've gone far above and beyond with, hourly rates and being able to figure out who's who and when to do it. And like you said, forecasting is in the future, which makes sense. But also though, is this would this be applicable to, and here you go, here's another one. I'm the salesperson. I'm talking to the prospect, and they say, hey, I need this done. Let me look and see what I have available, and I can look and I can trim down and see these are the people we have on bench, and that this is their hourly rate. So this is what it's going to cost you because it's going to estimate this much time.
Yes, in fact. Sorry, it's pretty exciting because I'm loving these questions. They're awesome. In fact, right now what's happening is not only are we planning actual project work, but we're also planning, and not only projects, but tickets and everything else that goes with it. And some tickets are a little bit longer, but we're also planning opportunities. So if we have set opportunity percentages for probability, we said 25, 50, 90. 90 is a verbal yes, the customer has committed, but we didn't get a PO yet. Okay, so until the PO is given and it's booked and the time, it's still only 90%.
Yep.
And 50% is, there's a bunch of criteria for an opportunity to be 50%. So it goes from 50 to 90. We decided that anything that is 50% goes into our Clearbench system, and it allows us to see what's coming. So we plan it in time, and we lock the admin level 3 and the SME, who's a specialist in Teams, to do that deploy on these dates, and we tell the customer, okay, we've put you there. That's going to change unless we hear from you. So your sales rep takes his phone or his tablet or his PC, and he logs in and he has a look when he's speaking to the customer, and he says, yeah, I have this. This guy has got this time booked. However, I know that if I come in with a deal and if I close you, I can take that spot because it's still only 50%. I can bump it. So there's some.
That's impressive. Well, that's impressive. That's like, but they're also, you're also, even if the person wasn't available, in general, you get to look in. It's like a doctor filling a doctor's schedule or an attorney's schedule, right? Yeah. You're looking and seeing what the availability is, and that's what you're booking based off of that time. Yes, we're available at this time. Now you control some level of the sale based off of the availability of the people they're going to work with. So you can apply that urgency. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, he's available, or she's available next week, but I can, I won't know by tomorrow what he's going to have, but I can see right now they're available for next week.
Right. And it's more.
All right,
it's more and more relevant. I'm sorry to cut you off. More and more.
No, go.
As the shortage of resources continues, we're really feeling it. Where we're trying to hire from France and trying to hire from everywhere to compensate for this. But it's become a significant issue for our business, where our sales are going up as we mature and as we get more present in the market. Mm-hmm. And our sales team is going, okay, so when can I sell this customer this new project?
Right.
And we're saying, well, September, so being able to plan it out now and have that kind of information easily accessible is certainly something that is
sweet.
a nice thing to do.
That's awesome. I get it. Again, and I guess last things, I know we got to wrap up here soon because Adam is very much a stickler on time. I already know he's getting ready to tell me because I'll geek out all day with this. So as far as costs associated with this, what's that look like for somebody to use the product?
I think it's what is it? Sorry, 5 user pack.
Yeah, 5 user pack. And
let's make it easier. There's a link right down there.
I think it's 75.
You can go to your website and you can check it out, and you can book yourself a demo. Because while you guys are talking, I'm sitting here looking at the solution, the pricing, the 5 user pack you're just about to describe. So check out clearbench.com if you happen to be joining us right now, and if you happen to play this back later. So it's really great tool, and yeah, it looks like some good pricing, and it's pricing based on the total number of users, or just the PMs or people that are going to log into the tool.
People are going to use the tool, I believe. Yeah.
Sweet.
So anybody that provides any content, anybody that uses it for anything is considered a user.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Hey, and did you even know you could save 15% if you sign up for an annual plan?
I knew that. That's why he was stumbling, I think, when we were talking about money. He's like, should I be telling them the price?
Well,
I love it.
And the link is right there, clearbench.com. And I also posted in the comments on all the social media platforms. But we do have to wrap because I am a stickler for time, and I don't want to drag this around for a lot of people that do watch this live and people that just go back and play the recording. So Alan and Eric, this has been a pleasure. And it's been a really great. I love seeing the tool. It's really fantastic. Any closing thoughts on the tool, that maybe things we didn't cover or fun facts that you might have about each of you? I think we had some fun facts on the slide decks.
Fun facts. Let's see. I have 3 beehives at home at my cottage, and I get honey. Everybody gets honey for Christmas.
Beehives.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I've actually harvested honey. We've done it the last few years. Yeah, it's a different taste.
Yeah.
And
it just seems like it's playing with snakes and fire. Like I don't.
No. When you're harvesting honey, it's very different. Like you've already pulled out the honeycomb. It's sitting somewhere else. You're not like putting your hand in the hive and grabbing It's not like watching Winnie the Pooh and he shoves his hand inside and starts eating it. That's not the case.
I don't know, man. I shove my hands in the hive. I do, and I take the frames out.
Well, you got
Yeah.
the mask on though. You're like you got your suit on. There's,
Yes,
I-
yes.
Okay, all right. We could talk a little bit. Eric, fun fact, buddy.
Yeah, I built everything. I don't buy that much. Like I have my own CNC and 3D printer at home and building all furniture at home. So yeah.
That's impressive. Again, that's really cool. I like to actually build and work with my hands because during the day between typically 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. I get a little exhausted with my mind and I need to go work with my hands, and I do woodworking and build things. That's really, really cool. I like hearing all these fun facts about people. I think we had a race car driver on one.
we had yes, we've had a
it was
lot.
the whole game. It was awesome. So Clearbench, you guys, fantastic resource management tool. Check it out, clearbench.com. Sean, closing thoughts.
Honestly, thanks, gentlemen. This was a good, insightful. Again, I like business operations, so it was up my alley for sure. So I totally appreciate that. What I would want everybody to start to take a look at you guys. We have your stuff set up in the marketplace at ConnectWise, so by all means, come check them out. Take advantage of the 15% off of the annual. It's kind of a big deal, you know. And actually, I urge it for all our sessions. I hope that people are actually reaching out to these vendors to ask them more questions and get things answered that we didn't get a chance to ask, and take advantage of working with these guys. But yeah, no, and I'll just wait for my box of cigars any day now. But yeah, no, totally stoked about this. I love the fact, like I said before, about the ability to organize and apply this to the business. And it is a form of automating, which is a big deal in a way, and keeping things structured to me, I see that every management level should take advantage of it as well to know what's going on.
Right on. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you, Sean. So for those of us joining live or watching this video over, be sure and check us out on our various social media platforms, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, ConnectWise Tips and Tricks community, as well as ConnectWise Boss Facebook community as well. And my name's Adam, Sierra Pacific Group, and we can help you guys integrate these products. You have a problem, we'll solve it. Check out the hook, and Clearbench will help solve it. That's right. Is that good? Was that good?
That was horrible.
All right, peace out, guys.
All right, thank you. Thanks, guys.